Elon Musk is now once again using the social media network that he bought to try to encourage his cult to replace American democracy with an actual monarchy. So there was this comment put out by Autism Capital, which he retweeted with interesting observation, which is a guarantee that it won't be interesting. But it initially said, people who can't defend themselves physically, women and low T men, Jesus Christ, parse information through a consensus filter as a safety mechanism. They literally do not ask, is this true? They ask, will others be okay with me thinking this is true? So every woman does not question whether something is true. They just question whether it's good if I should believe this. Okay, that's a take. This makes them very malleable to brute force manufactured consensus. If every screen they look at says the same thing, they will adopt their position because their brain interprets it as everyone in the tribe believing it. Only high T alpha males and aneurotypical people, hey autists, are actually free to parse new information with an objective, is this true filter. This is where it gets exciting and fun. This is why a republic of high status males is best for decision making. Democratic, but a democracy only for those who are free to think. So not a democracy at all. First of all, let's say that you believe this non-scientific BS that women and low T men can't think because testosterone's more testosterone makes you a more rational thinker, which we all know to be true. What's the high status part have to do with it? Why would rich men be better at the thing that you just said was based on testosterone levels? I don't understand that at all. But the point here is, can we come up with something that has some words that seem related to science that say that only wealthy white men get to make decisions? And so what do you know? Elon Musk retweets it with interesting observation. It wasn't, but it is interesting that he's spreading it, isn't it? And you should also bear in mind, the Autism Capital, their caption was also known as the Reich effect. So that's a reference to the work of Wilhelm Reich, who wrote about the mass psychology of fascism. And I just think it's amazing for them to take that and to say, we're the ones who are fighting against fascism as we make the argument that only wealthy men should have a say and that women and the weaks, shouldn't be involved in decision making.
A storm is tearing up the digital media industry. Only our audience can save us in these difficult times. Help us reach our goal of 100,000 new members at tyt.com/team.
I think actually the psychology of fascism might have something to say about that, but it might point in the wrong direction for an Elon Musk. But there's a lot of issues here, and I want to get into as many of them as we can. Foundationally, the biggest issue with this being spread on a social media site like Twitter by Elon Musk, and the root cause of Elon Musk's problems is, and it cannot be said enough, Elon Musk is a simpleton. He is not a particularly intelligent person. What he is a rich person who has used the fact that he's wealthy and that he can buy companies where intelligent people have made things, is that he has surrounded himself by a cult of people who tell him that he's a genius. He has a lot of PR that has convinced people that he's a genius. And because of that, he's never felt the need to actually develop into an intelligent person. He just takes stuff like this and says it, and a lot of people will retweet it or like it because they think he'll be their friend or something, or maybe he'll give me $1 million. I don't know, but that seems to be the source of this cult. And think about what's in that message you saw. I know a lot of people are gonna focus on the fact that it's him saying we shouldn't have democracy, and that's totally true. He's totally fine with Donald Trump shredding American democracy, he doesn't care. But that's not the part that's most deeply ironic to me. It's that it's a message about how there are some people who can think objectively about reality and care about what's true. And then there's other people who look at a screen, and if they see things enough times, they just believe it. Those are the bad people, and Elon Musk is not one of those, even though he literally is a man who has lost billions of dollars, family members, because he's on Twitter too much and he believes the things he sees there are true. He constantly spreads misinformation that even his posts get community noted because he has no interest or ability in fact checking anything. If he sees something that feels good in his heart, maybe his low T heart, maybe that's why he's making these mistakes, he just spreads it because it feels good to spread it. And it feels even better that when he spreads it, even though it's untrue, even if it's fact checked instantly, he'll get tens of thousands of retweets as he did on that post. It doesn't matter if that's a direct inversion of what Wilhelm Reich's work is actually about. It feels better to pretend that we're against fascism, even though we're fighting the people who are explicitly against fascism. There's deep levels of psychological issues and irony here, and I just think it's awesome. But the idea that they're the free thinkers, they're literally the people that were wearing tampons on their ears so they could look like their dear leader who got an ear boo-boo. They're the ones wearing the diapers. They're the one worshiping an actual golden statue of Donald Trump. And the idea that like just come over to our side where we care about truth. Donald Trump has had over 30,000 claims verified as false or misleading. And that's nothing. I mean, he's tweeted more times than that, and every one is full of multiple falsehoods. Anyway, and by the way, if we could return for 1 second to the high status male thing, I know that what that's supposed to mean is that like you're cool and awesome and alpha if you have money, even if you're Elon Musk and you've absolutely destroyed the value of Twitter and other companies. Tesla is having a lot of issues too. But there's this new article out about how the investors in Twitter are really mad at him for tanking the value of the app. And by the way, so Fidelity, they owned a $316 million stake. They announced when they bought it, they announced that as of today, it's worth $88 million. They've lost 2/3 of their investment. Saudi Prince Al-Walid bin Talal, who said he remains happy with the investment, he put $1.89 billion in. It's lost $1.36 billion. So it's lost about 2/3 of its value. And he's still happy with it. Makes you wonder what exactly that investment was for, because it doesn't seem like it was for a monetary return. But the thing about this is, how can you go into an investment with Elon Musk in the last couple of years and be surprised that that was a bad financial decision? Are you as dumb as Elon Musk is that you would believe this guy who produces nothing but tweets and hype and misinformation? I don't understand people. I don't understand rich people. Although I do understand one thing, they're not nearly as smart as they would have us believe.